So you mentioned that you're all a little early in the game when it comes to AI. I'm assuming since it's chatbot and AI, that conversational AI is sort of somewhere on the horizon or something that you're dealing with at present. Can we talk about some of the business challenges that might be associated with conversational AI specifically?
Yeah, no problem. So the first is absolutely this goal that a lot of companies and a lot of leaders seem to have at the moment, which is about having AI rather than the focus on improving the customer experience and driving both customer value and business value. I think the second challenge here is that, in my opinion, the MVP, the minimum viable product, the baseline for an AI-driven experience is higher than it is for a deterministic chatbot flow, or that it is for a web page or a journey on an app, because of the distrust there. I've read a lot of papers that suggest that perhaps just under 50% of users are comfortable interacting with AI. And so you have to change that perception. And that's one of the biggest challenges you have as a customer, is actually your target audience right now today is still fairly small. So you have to change hearts and minds to make more people want to use it. And that adoption needs to be part of your implementation strategy. You can't just have the thing and then it's not build it and they will come when it comes to conversational AI. So I think for me, they're the two big things that companies need to be considering when trying to roll out AI in any capacity.
Dr. B, you've also been involved with AI deployments, particularly at a bank, a very large bank. Dr. B, could you maybe tell us about some of the business challenges you had to face in that sort of specific deployment?
It's the hype versus the reality, okay? And there's so much hype around AI. It's unreal. Some of the articles I see, some of the stuff that's get posted on LinkedIn initially was surprising. Then you raise your eyebrows. Now you just sort of get annoyed with it because it's setting unfair expectations. So if you look at conversational AI and the way Lebara and Chris are doing it, is actually taking the user along with them as they implement the journeys, and that's the right way. You are actually helping the user along in his or her journey into AI. When you then say, look, chatbots or conversations AI is going to do away with your contact center and so on and so forth. In the earlier days, where the business community really didn't understand what was required to produce that. Then when you deploy a chatbot, you deploy a conversational AI solution, but you know very well that over a period of time, the nature of the conversation change, and therefore the nature of the training and so on and so forth changes. Then they raise the question to say, but why can't it do that? So on and so forth. And so you're struggling to make the customer understand that, look, what you've been sold in the marketplace, not by us, but what you've been sold by, for want of a better term, the AI marketplace, is actually not completely true. And so you actually have to now work to manage those expectations. And sometimes it can be quite a challenge. We did this in the earlier days, just pre-COVID, okay? And so you can imagine how early AI and all of this, and the hype was almost at its peak at that time. And so getting people to understand that, look, you have to continuously train a conversational AI agent to keep up with the conversations. This was sort of quite difficult for them to understand.
I was just going to add something that I thought of while you were speaking there, Dr. Basit, is I was talking mostly about end customers, right? The people that you sell your products and services to, but this is all the points I made are completely relatable to employee experience as well, which is perhaps even more overlooked than the customer experience. It's something that is just skipped, that we assume that if we bring in new tools and processes, people will just adopt them. But people, generally speaking, have inertia. They don't like change, particularly if they've spent a long time building up skills on a particular tool or understanding a particular process. So that needs to be a sizable part. I used to work in business process change consulting, which included things like organizational change. And we used to say that 20% of the budget for the project should be purely just internal adoption. And so I think that's something that people are quite quick to cut, consider as cutting the fat. Oh, we don't need that. People are smart. They'll just get on with it. But I don't think that's the case at all. You need to hold people's hands, right, and show them why this new approach is better. So yeah, I completely agree with you, Dr. B.